Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. For I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. Ordinary folk do extraordinary things. Random acts of kindness give our dreams their wings. That night taught me so much, I've come to know is true. Lives are touched, lives are shaped by all we sailed through. Lives are touched, lives are shaped by all we sailed through. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your ramblings bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your ramblings bring you joy. And life begins when you open your eyes, as you start each new day. As the sun splits the skies, when you open your heart, let your love flow. You can touch people you don't even know, and life begins. Life begins. Show me the country where the bombs had to fall. Show me the ruins of buildings once so tall. And I'll show you a young land with so many reasons why. And there, but for fortune, people you or I. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. The old road is rapidly aging. Please get out on the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds that looked at life that way. Now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I don't know. I really don't know life at all. And as I watch the drops of rain leave their weary paths at night, oh, that I am like the rain, ever for Christmas. Oh, I hear the mighty engines roar, see the silver wing on high. She's away westward bound, far above the clouds she'll fly, where the morning rain don't fall, the sun always shines. She'll be flying all I hope in about 3 hours' time. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows too many people die? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. But if somehow you could pack up your sorrows and give them all to me, you would lose them. I know how to use them. Give them all to me. The water is wide, I can't cross over. Neither have I wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both shall go. I love and I, and both shall go. Song to sing over this land. It's the hammer of justice. It's the bell of freedom. It's the song of love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. All over this land. All over this land. All over this land. Far from the bonny hills and dales of Caledonia, oh, I have seen the heavens, I have seen the Lord, and I will sing of my native land wherever I may go. And home to me is the hills of Scotland, border hills to the Hebrides. The Heather Hills roll on forever through all my life. She lives in me. Oh, cruel is the snow that slips and goes, and covers the grave O'Donnell. Oh, cruel was the foe that raped and killed and murdered the house of MacDonald. Scots way with Wallace bled, Scots won bruises often led. Welcome to your gory bed, haughty victory. Take the road that leads me home, I'll take the road to fight. Green grow the rashes, oh, green grow the rashes, oh, the sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. Let me tell you that I love you, think about you all the time. Caledonia, you call me, and now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Hush, hush, time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. Songs that dance and voices that sing, we fade, we mark, just as not we all the songs we used to sing, all the songs we used to sing. Hey, fond kiss and then we severed. Hey, farewell. Alas, forever, deep in hurt from tears and lately, warring sighs and groans, I'll wage and stood and still, proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward, defeat my dad. And it's whispering moment, the song in the air, light in the eye, and it's goodbye to him. After all love and no help coming there, I'll of my heart, my old one, you'll take my high road, I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland for ye, but me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond. On the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond. the gallons fine, when we've wandered way a weary fit, so old lang syne. We toy paddled in the barn, fae morning sun till dine, but seas between us pretty hold, so old lang syne. For old lang syne, Joe, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet, for old lang syne. Sing me a song of the land that is gone, save that last behind. Merry of soul, he sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Sing me a song of the land that is gone, save that land behind. Merry of soul, he sailed over the sea to sky. Ye Jacobites my name, lend an ear, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites my name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites my name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I will blame. You will hear, your doctrines I will blame. You will hear. Well, hello. Welcome to the kitchen. I am so looking forward to singing for you tonight. We've worked really, really hard to get rid of a lot of the teething problems we had with YouTube and with fighting lots of problems with Facebook as well. We think we've got it. We're now broadcasting from two different sources. The Facebook source is my iPhone, and the YouTube source is my iPad. So we've got two totally different sources altogether, instead of trying to combine them, because that seemed to be the biggest problem we had. So I've got a programme that is half full of requests, and I'm going to start off with a lot of the requests, and I hope you'll enjoy the music. The first one was requested by Francis Nixon, and Neil Wilkinson immediately jumped in to say that he wanted that one too. So I hope I'll have at least two people singing along with this one. If you're feeling weary and you're feeling blue, Don't give way to sorrow, I'll tell you what to do. Just jump upon a tram car, pay your sixpenny fare, and go down to the wee room underneath the stair. I had stood in the wee room underneath the stair. Everybody's happy, everybody's there, and we're all making merry, each in his chair. Down in the wee room underneath the stair. The king he went a hunting, his fortune for to seek. He left a train at Partick and went missing for a week. But after days of searching, sorrow and despair, they found him in the wee room underneath the stair. I had stood in the wee room underneath the stair. Everybody's happy, everybody's there, and we're all making merry, each in his chair. Down in the wee room underneath the stair. King Solomon was a wise man, and 40 wives had he. Kid luck to all, King Solomon, one's good enough for me. Kid luck to all, King Solomon, we all his wives say fair, for he didn't hae the wee room underneath the stair. I stood in the wee room underneath the stair. Everybody's happy, everybody's there, and we're all making merry, each in his chair. Down in the wee room underneath the stair. And when I'm old and feeble, my bones are getting set, I'll no get tired and flustered like other fellas get, for I'm saving up my bawbees to buy a Hurley chair to take me to the wee room underneath the stair. I had stood in the wee room underneath the stair. Everybody's happy, everybody's there, and we're all making merry, each in his chair. Down in the wee room underneath the stair. Oh, well, I was wondering what was going on there. I'm hoping everything's looking okay, Sandra. That was noises off provided by Sandra there. Absolutely, but I hope you were doing that at home as well. Do you know something with seeing the comments coming in on Facebook, even from when we switched on about 15 minutes or so before the show, there was such a good atmosphere with the comments coming in, and it just was really, really great to have that again, because we've been missing it. And so I know I can't hear you sing, but if you're encouraged to sing, if you feel inclined to sing, you're very welcome. There's a lot of these songs tonight are a bit like that. This one especially. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountainside rolls around the blooming heaven. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to go wild mountainside, all around the blooming heaven. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by yon clear crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers on the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to old wild mountainside, all around the blooming heaven will ye go, lassie, go? If my true love will not come, I would surely find no other to pull wild mountains high. All around the blooming heaven will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountains high. All around the blooming heaven will ye go, lassie, go? Will ye go, lassie, go? Thanks once again for joining me here in the kitchen tonight. It's great to have your company, and especially these days, as I'm not doing quite so many gigs. In fact, the only other time I've been performing this week was Monday at Stirling Folk Club. Had an absolutely brilliant night there with a great audience that was singing along perfectly with me, and it was really smashing. But it's great to be singing here in the kitchen tonight. I can't afford to retire these days, but I don't suppose anyone can, the way things are going. This is a song that was requested by Jim Taylor in Pennsylvania. Jim's my good pal over there, and Jim this week had a hip replacement and he's doing very, very well. And he asked for an Eric Bogle song, and there's three that I do, although I could sing along in the choruses of millions of his songs, but there's three that I do, and I've chosen this one mainly because it's kind of upbeat. A lot of Eric's songs, a lot of his bass songs are, the more reflective ones. But this one, actually, I've even got a visual aid. And I believe that Janet is watching from Michigan. Janet, it was you that presented me with this a long, long time ago at Glenmore Mansion in Jefferson City in Tennessee. And you know what it is. I'm hoping everybody knows what it is. I'd better not drop it. But it's a wee china pig, the kind of thing that we used to keep warm with in bed. Before my time, I've never used one, but I've got this, and it's very, very special. And Eric wrote a song about the wee china pig, kind of clay. You can hear it. Look at that. It's well, the chorus just tells you all about it. It was made out of wally, and it weighed a half ton. It would still keep you roasting when a rubberyin's done. Just fill with hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig. Oh, when I was a wee lad, the pleasures in you were simple in context and in number but few. French toast and square sausage, plain fitbone and tig. But the best of them all was my wee china pig. It was made out of wally and it weighed a half ton. It would still keep you roasting when a rubberyin's done. Just fill with hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig. Well, the house that we lived in was an old single end. It was damp, it was draughty, it had long been condemned. But to keep us so healthy, here's what my ma did. She bought all the family a wee china pig. It was made out of wally and it weighed a half ton. It will still keep you roasting when a rubberyin's done. Just fill with hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig.
When the temperature's fallen as fast as the snow, when the icy north wind chaps your days and knows raw, it's under the blankets a burrow and dig, safe, warm and cosy wi' my wee china pig. It was made out of wally and it weighed a half ton. It would still keep you roasting when a rubber yin's done. Just fill wi' hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig. Well, now I'm a man and I've got me a wife. She's a tiny wee thing, she's the pride of my life. She's no very smart and she's no very big, but she sure beats the pants off my wee china pig. It was made out of wally and it weighed a half ton. It would still keep you roasting when a rubber yin's done. Just fill wi' hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig. Just fill wi' hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig. Wee China Pig, Eric Bogle's great song. And I'm going to move on to one just now with a 12 string. By the way, I should be reminding you that the tip jar is there. There should be a link that's easily seen. And if you're able and feel like it, you can donate whatever you like in the tip jar. It's all very, very much appreciated. I know that some folks are unable due to their own circumstances to contribute anything. But if you are able to put something in, it's very, very much appreciated. This song has been requested by Neil Wilkinson down in Galashiels. That's getting two tonight, Neil. But great songs anyway. And this was one that was written by Matt Armour, who was a fifer, originally from the Anstruther area, but his family originally came from Caithness, and during the summer holidays he used to go up as a wee boy to spend the summer on the farm in Caithness. And there was an old farm worker worked on the farm who the children made fun of because there was something not quite right. They didn't know what, but there was something not quite right with this man. And Matt joined in with all the other kids making fun of him. And when he found out, and when he grew up a bit, and he found out something of the man's story, he was very, very ashamed enough to put the man's story into a song. And it's called The Hills of Caithness. In the year of 15, within the century young, and you but 16, with your life just begun, you answered the call, as so many before, to march far away to a foreigner's war. Down the long road from Caithness, so young and so proud, through the blue-tinted hills with the lowering cloud, with your black holy Bible, your soul to protect, and a helmet and rifle to care for the rest. For hundreds of years, when the pipes gave the call, the Sinklers have answered to fight and to fall. And it's your turn now, John, the youngest by far, to carry your gun in the war to end war. 12 terrible months in the black Flanders mud, the screaming of shells, the bullets and the blood. Thousands were slaughtered, your suffering past, in a cold autumn dawn, the green light of gas. And John, can you think of the time that is gone? How we walked in the fields, the day's work done. The far peaks of Morven stood gold in the west, and peace breathed the sigh on the hills of Caithness. Now there's been 60 snows on these far northern hills. Your skin is as clear as that young soldier still. But no conscious light can be seen by the eyes of a face that lives on with a mind that has died. Your memory is stuck in the mud of the Somme. Your body came home, but your spirit stayed on. No more will you see the blue hills of Caithness. The rest gave their lives to you, John Caithness. And John, can you think of the time that is gone? How we walked in the fields, the day's work done. The far peaks of Morven stood gold in the west, and peace breathed the sigh on the hills of Caithness. Now the bugles sound out on Remembrance Day to honour the fallen who lie far away. The lone pipe laments, the hearts fill with pride when they think of the heroes who marched out and died. But who thinks of you, John? You sit in your chair, your body unscarred, your mind swept bare. In your own November, are you seeing still the green Flanders gas on the blue Caithness hills? And John, can you think of the time that is gone? How we walked in the fields, the day's work done. The far peaks of Morven stood gold in the west, and peace breathed the sigh on the hills of Caithness. What a wonderful song. Thanks very much, Neil, for reminding me of it, because it's been a long time since I've sung that song. This is one that's been requested by Elizabeth and Barry over in East Kilbride. And it's one I wrote way back in 1995. Can you believe that's 31 years ago, when I made my first visit to the United States. It's a song that could only have been written when I was getting as confused about American place names as Americans get confused about Scottish place names. You know what I mean? We've got Aberfeldy, Aberdour, Aberdeen, Aberfoyle, everywhere. And there I was in California, in Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, Santa Rosa, Santa something. And that seemed to be a good title for a song. I'm sitting in Santa something, Californian red in my hand, looking out on a beautiful ocean, but I know you'll understand when I speak of the contradiction gyrating in my brain, when I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. When I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. Friends are the best I'll ever find. If I looked for 1,000,000 miles, we've talked and shared so many things and smiled so many smiles. But when I called you on the phone last night as you rose to start your day, my soul was right there with you, 6,000 miles away. But I'm sitting inside of something, Californian red in my hand, looking out on a beautiful ocean, but I know you'll understand when I speak of the contradiction gyrating in my brain, when I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. When I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. There's so many things to see and do, so much I want to hear, so many things to share with you if you were only near. And I know I'll be this way again, I can't leave this behind, but I cannot leave you either, so you'll be with me next time. And I'm sitting inside of something, Californian red in my hand, looking out on a beautiful ocean, but I know you'll understand when I speak of the contradiction gyrating in my brain, when I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. When I say that I'm blessed to be here, but wishing I was home again. Santa something. Now, I put a post on Facebook that resulted in an awful lot of requests coming in, and the thing was, I don't think the person who had first given me a request that I forgot about got in touch, but lots of people did take the opportunity, which is why I'm getting through the requests right now. But I think it may have been Myra Wimpany, I'm not sure, who asked me to sing this next song first, and that might be the mystery request. But in between times, it's also been requested by others, funnily enough, including Elizabeth again, and Juliet from Connecticut wanted to hear this wonderful Harvey Andrews song, and it's got a long story behind it, but I think most of you have heard it before, and if you haven't heard it before, well, you can write to me and I'll tell you. And a wonderful conversation between two people. One is an old lady, I'm going to get mixed up here. When she was a young, it's the same person speaking, but she is first of all speaking with her fiance in 1915, and then speaking many years later to her great grandson. She's now an older woman, of course, and her name was Margarita. They're playing our song, Margarita. Dance it this last time with me. It won't be long, Margarita. Soon I'll be overseas. Let me know that you'll care. But I'm gone over there. They're playing our song, Margarita. Dance it this last time with me. Kiss me again, Margarita. Give me a memory of you. They say in France, Margarita, one more push, we'll be through. Yes, I'll write, but where from? All they'll say is the song, kiss me again, Margarita, give me a memory of you. It's a new world, Margarita, we'll build when it's through. In that new world, Margarita, we'll be wed, me and you. My old great aunt Margarita, she'd been blind 30 years, would tell me of young Margarita, of her man and her tears. She would say he was told, there's his picture on the wall. My old great aunt Margarita, she'd been blind 30 years. She would ask, is he smiling? I would stare at the frame, but the sun was there shining through the window again, where that sun always shone. It faded and gone, but she would ask, is he smiling? I would say, he's the same. It's a new world, Marguerite, we'll build when it's through. In that new world, Margarita, we'll be wed, me and you. Let me know that you'll care, but I'm gone over there. They're playing our song, Margarita, dance at this last time with me. Harvey Andrews' wonderful song that wasn't sung from the point of view of Margarita, it was sung from the point of view of two people speaking with her. It was just a wonderful song. I've recorded that twice. It's on my hand-picked album, which really is one of my most popular albums. So the chances are you might have heard Margarita on that. The second version I did was a charity single that is only available online on Bandcamp. So if you look at brucedavis.bandcamp, just type that in, you'll be able to find that and lots of other things. But that particular version, you're allowed 3 listens before you have to pay for it. So you can have a wee listen. I did it with Shona Aitken playing, she was actually the string section, but she did an absolutely amazing violin solo in that. I'll just tell you, I says, follow the melody for a few bars and then just make me weep. And she did. And it's absolutely gorgeous. So you should have a wee look for that. It's Bruce Davis, spell it Davis right, brucedavis.bandcamp, and you can find Margarita there, along with lots and lots of other things as well, including this. This is one of 3 songs that went onto my Blowing in the Wind, the other great American songbook album, I recorded 15 songs that came from the 60s and helped shape the folk music of the 60s and beyond. But I also included some of my own songs, 3 of my own songs that could never have been written without the influence of those great songs of the 60s. So this is one of them, and I hope you might enjoy it. It's one that Sandra requested for last Monday when I played in Stirling, and I hadn't performed it for a while, and it was great to be reminded of this song. By the way, the tip jar's there if you fancy putting anything in. It is, as always, very, very much appreciated. Well, he looked kind of old, with nothing to say, but he listened and watched as the world passed his way, and I often would see him as he sat on his own, but he never looked lonely, though always alone. And I felt kind of strange watching him sip his tea, and I sensed he knew something that was missing in me. So I searched for the courage to just say hello, and he smiled and said, "Son, something you need to know." And he said, "Life begins when you open your eyes, as you start each new day, as the sun splits the skies. When you open your heart, you let your love flow. You can touch people you don't even know. Life begins. Life begins." He said, "I had a job. I once had a wife, a house and some kids, a reason for life. But time took them all. I was down for a while, but not down and out. That's not my style. 'Cause I've seen many people much worse off than me, caught up in the rat race, no way to break free. So I grasp every day as though it was my last, and I look to the future and bury the past. And he said, "Life begins when you open your eyes, as you start each new day, as the sun splits the skies. When you open your heart, you let your love flow. You can touch people you don't even know, and life begins. Life begins." Many years have passed on since my friend passed away, but I'll never forget him and what he had to say. And I'm glad I took time to just say hello, for without his words I never would know that life begins when you open your eyes, as you start each new day, as the sun splits the skies. When you open your heart, you let your love flow. You can touch people you don't even know, and life begins. Life begins when you open your heart and you let your love flow. You can touch people you don't even know, and life begins. Life begins. Life begins. And thanks to Sandra for reminding me of that one. I just recently got a new album from, it was Jim who sent it over from the States for me, and cost them an absolute arm and a leg in postage, just because of all the tariffs these days. But I was so delighted to get it. It's the latest Tom Paxton and John McCutcheon album. I opened for John McCutcheon at Wolf Trap. He's in Northern Virginia, and it was one of the most memorable experiences of my life because he's an absolutely amazing performer and songwriter. And of course, you've heard me talk about Tom Paxton millions of times before, because since my teenage years, Tom has been my songwriting idol. I just think that he's the greatest folk songwriter of the 20th century, and he's proving still to have the chops, even at 88 years old. The new album that John and Tom have put out, they did one before, it was called Together, and this one's very imaginatively called Together Again. And some absolutely amazing songs on it from both of them, and obvious co-writes as well, and just really good. But I'm not going to sing anything from that, but I would encourage you to look out for the album because it is definitely one that's worth getting. But I'd like to sing a Tom Paxton song right now, and just do a wee sort of Tom Paxton set, if you like, just now. And this was the title track of his first official album. He was a man and a friend always, stuck with me in the hard old days. He never cared if I had no dough. He rambled round in the rain and snow. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. In Tulsa town, we chanced to stray. We thought we'd try to work one day. The boss said he had room for one. Said my old pal, we'd rather bum. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Late one night in a hobo camp, the weather it was cold and damp. He got the chills and he got them bad. They took the only friend I had. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. He left me here to ramble on. My rambling pal is dead and gone. If when we die we go somewhere, I'll bet you $1 he's rambling there. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Ramblin' Boy. That was not the first Tom Paxton song I ever heard. It probably was the last thing on my mind, or it might have been Going to the Zoo, or it might have been The Marvellous Toy. But it certainly was an important one for him. First song I heard of his that I asked what it was when someone who'd been performing with an American choir, an American gospel choir, as part of the band for the choir, got up on stage and did a couple of songs with his acoustic guitar. He's the first Martin I had ever seen in real life, and he sang a song called "Leaving London," which is a great Tom Paxton song, and I couldn't wait to ask him about it at the end of the show. And he was so nice that, for every question that I asked, he answered just straight away, no problem, and seemed to be enjoying the conversation as much as I was. And we just went on talking for ages. I even played his guitar. It was wonderful. And so many years later, I wrote this song as a thank you. Now, I can't remember if I ever knew his name. I certainly don't know it now, but I'll never forget what he did. Can't recall his name, but I remember what he did when he took the time to talk with me when I was just a kid. He'd just come off the stage, sweat clinging to his hair. Didn't know it at the time, but he was teaching me to care. Didn't know it at the time, but he was teaching me to care. Question followed question, questions without end, about the songs, about guitars, about my newfound friend. He told me of his heroes, Paxton and the rest. The songs told me to seek the truth, don't stand for any less. The songs told me to seek the truth, don't stand for any less. He was a small part of the show. He played backup guitar, but to this apprentice picker, he shone out like a star. I thought that he was special, but pretty soon I found he was just an ordinary guy with his feet still on the ground. He was just an ordinary guy with his feet still on the ground. Ordinary folk do extraordinary things, and random acts of kindness give our dreams their wings. That night taught me so much I've come to know is true. Lives are touched, lives are shaped by all we saints do. Lives are touched, lives are shaped by all we saints do. Still I can't recall his name, but I remember what he did when he took the time to talk with me when I was just a kid. He'd just come off the stage, sweat clinging to his hair. Didn't know it at the time, but he was teaching me to care. Didn't know it at the time, but he was teaching me to care. And I won't forget the time he taught me how to care. Hope you've been lucky enough to have someone in your life who's just spent a bit of time with you at one of these points in your life where you were a sponge and ready to learn something new. And it's really true. Random acts of kindness do give our dreams their wings. One of the nice things about this kind of music is that the people in it, all the people that I've met in it, seem to be nice folks and very approachable. And the first time I ever met Tom Paxton was when I was a teenager and I'd gone to a concert in Dundee, realised that he would have to come through a specific door to get to the stage. And my brother and I sneaked out and stood just outside the door, and sure enough, Tom and the two musicians who were accompanying him came walking past to get onto the stage. I know as an artist, it's probably the worst time to be asked to sign an autograph or to talk with someone just before you're going on the stage when you're all going with adrenaline. But Tom took time with us. I got his autograph. I've still got it. I've had it millions of times since on CDs and stuff. But that very first one, he was so gracious and it was absolutely wonderful. Met him a few times in between. And one of the most important was at the Queen's Hall in Edinburgh, where I mentioned a song to him that I had always hoped was going to appear on one of his albums, a song called The Hills of Scotland. And he said, "You remember that song?" I said, "Yes. I was the young guy in front of the television with a cassette recorder in the 1970s when Tom appeared on the Val Doonican show." That dates it for anyone that can actually remember the Val Doonican show in the 70s. And I recorded it off the telly, and Tom said, "Have you still got the recording?" And I said, "No, but I wrote down the words and I can remember the tune. Will you record it for me and send it?" So I did, just very roughly. And he seemed to agree that I don't know whether it was me he was talking about or the song. He said, "Pretty good, not bad." But I asked if I could record the song, and in actual fact, I was the first to record it. I don't know if others have since, but it's a song that connects the United States with Scotland, because I've met an awful lot of people from the States who've said, "I'm a Scot." Please excuse the accent. But so many of the folks that I have met are descended from, or claim to be descended from, Robert the Bruce or Mary Queen of Scots or William Wallace or somebody else that's famous. And I don't always believe it. It's hard to believe that there should be so many descendants of all the famous people. Tom can trace his ancestry back to Scotland. His family left the borders in the 1600s, and he very proudly will tell you that none of them were famous at all. All they were hard-working people looking for a better life, which they made for themselves in the United States. My father's fathers, long before him, laid down their tools and crossed the sea, helped to build a bright new nation, laid down their lives to make it free. Some forgot where they had come from, lost the love of ancient ground. Some, like me, feel where we come from is a clue to where we're bound. And home to me is the hills of Scotland, border hills to the Hebrides. Her heather hills roll on forever through all my life. she lives in me. I do not spring from Highland chieftains, there runs no royal blood in me. Plain folk they were, and honest mainly, good Scotsmen all, and proud to be. They owned no mills, they led no armies, they learned what every Scotsman learns at Daddy's knee. They learned the gospel and the songs of Robbie Burns, and home to me is the hills of Scotland, border hills to the Hebrides. The heather hills roll on forever through all my life. She lives in me through all my life. She lives in me. The hills of Scotland. And I suppose the greatest memory I have of that song was when Sandra and I were on holiday in Florida, and we went to see Tom perform, and he invited me to sing, and I didn't have a guitar with me, so he handed me his guitar. It's actually on YouTube. Have a wee look for it. The whole song isn't there, but you see Tom introducing me, and then me being a blubbering idiot trying to introduce the song afterwards. And it really was it was quite a time for us. And there's me up in shorts and t-shirts singing at the gig. It was brilliant. There are always songs that I wish I could write, and this Gretchen Peters one is one of them. There is love that moves a mountain, love that beats a drum, love that fights for justice, knowing justice won't be done. There is love that goes to prison, love that goes to war, love that rows a lifeboat towards some shining golden shore. There is love that makes a cup of tea, asks you how you're doing, and listens quietly, slips you $20 when your rent's behind. That's the kind of love I hope you find. There is love that shouts its name out loud, love that builds a wall, but love that stoops to conquer isn't really love at all. It's an echo in the darkness, a well that can't be filled, an endless hall of mirrors that only sees itself. There is love that makes a cup of tea, love that loves both who you are and who you want to be, love that waits for you when you fall behind. That's the kind of love I hope you find. That's the kind of love I hope you find. Love that makes a cup of tea. From the pen of Gretchen Peters, a Nashville-based songwriter who just writes loads and loads of great songs, but that I just think is a masterclass in how a song should be written. My first visit to Nashville was quite something. I didn't actually realise how lucky I was, but Connie, my manager, had managed to get me a spot on Songwriters in the Round in the Bluebird Cafe. I didn't realise how big a deal that was, and people over here don't know anything about the Bluebird Cafe, but for songwriters, it's a mecca. If I was a rock musician and I said it was like playing in the Cavern or something like that, you would, or a jazz musician playing in Ronnie Scott's in London. That's what it's like. It's a big deal, and I didn't realise that at the time. And I went along with my best songs, ready to sing them, and of course, Sony or Warner Brothers or whatever were going to be right there, just waiting for me with a checkbook and contract. Wrong. Nashville's not like that. And it's also full of songwriters. The girl in McDonald's was a better songwriter than I would ever be. The guy that booked us into the motel was a better songwriter than I would ever be. And everybody you met were great songwriters because everybody was in Nashville to make it as a songwriter. Even although they were driving taxis or serving in shops or whatever. And I left Nashville that night with the beginnings of a song, which I finished a couple of years later. And it is a story that an awful lot of budding songwriters can relate to, especially those who have tried to make it in Nashville. There was never any harm in thinking things didn't have to be that way. Picking cheap guitars, playing low-life bars with nobody listening anyway. But he put his heart and soul into every song he'd sing. With his sights set in glory somewhere in his story, he'd do anything. Soon all of his friends were saying, "You're too good for a place like this. You've got what it takes if you could get the breaks. Shoot for the stars, you just can't miss." So he packed up his guitar, used every penny he'd stashed away. He hoped they were right as he boarded a flight for Music City, USA. But it's Monday night in Nashville, and every nobody is somebody somewhere else. Douglas Corner and the Bluebird, he sang the best songs he knew. He picked with the best and all the rest. He'd be a star before he was through. But 10 years down the line, only pickers know his name. They've got what it takes except for the breaks, and their story's just the same. It's Monday night in Nashville, and every nobody is somebody somewhere else. And still he dreams, and still it seems the big break slips away, but still he has to play. Boom. Well, he never really had a choice. Picking was all he knew. He dropped out of school, he was music fool, but music was all he wanted to do. But now he works the day job, but he sings his songs at night. Fire in his heart, true to his art, he's alright. It's Monday night in Nashville, and every nobody is somebody somewhere else. Every nobody is somebody somewhere else. Monday night in Nashville. And I could have done with some of the great guitar whizzes on that instrumental part there. But anyway, we are getting close to, in fact, we're into overtime. And I should have mentioned that Love That Makes a Cup of Tea was a request for Ian Hay, who had heard me sing that song in Liberton some time ago. And I hope you can hear it sometime again in Liberton, Ian. It would be lovely to be back there at some point during this semi-retirement that I'm supposed to be doing. And just before I do the last song, I'll thank you in advance if you've been putting anything in the tip jar. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope you have enjoyed the music. And I'm going to do a song just now that used to be part of my repertoire. It's amazing the friends that I have and have supported me over so many years, because a lot of the requests that I get are from 30 and 40 years ago, songs that were popular within my repertoire in those days. And this is one that I don't do too often these days at all. In fact, I really can't remember when I last did it. It probably was in the kitchen as the result of a request. But it's Irene Burse that's asked for this one. And you can't really follow a song like this. There's an old man called the Mississippi. That's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and them that plants them is soon forgotten. But Old Man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we'll sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. But I gets weary and sick of trying, I'm tired of living and feared of dying. But Old Man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we'll sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, left that bale, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. But I keeps laughing instead of crying. I must keep living until I'm dying. But Old Man River, he just keeps rolling along. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me here in the kitchen tonight. This is the last one.
Better come in and say hello.
Yeah, it's good to see you. How have things been looking through
It's
there?
been great tonight. It's been really lovely seeing all the comments and things coming up again, and just been. It feels like the community's back. You know,
Aye.
it was weird having it just on YouTube and not being. You know, it wasn't.
Well, we thought it was
we
on-
thought it was on
Facebook, but it wasn't really working very well.
last couple of times, but it's just been like the old days again. So
That's
it's been great.
That's
so
good. As long as
really,
the sound's
really
been
good.
okay and the
Well, I don't know because
the
I've had the
visual's been
sound
okay.
switched off, but things seems to have been okay, and everybody
great.
seems to have been enjoying it. So
Well, it's just a shame
thanks
that
for joining us.
this will be the last until November, because I do have the Spirit of Scotland coming up, and
Well, I've been saying September, October.
well, We might.
Yeah.
It depends on how October goes. We'll see what happens. I know that I'm working a lot of Sunday nights. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing quite so much during the Spirit of Scotland season, but I am.
We'll be back though.
Yeah, we will be back, and thank you so much for your support. It's I've just been looking two cameras there, and but it's like as though I could feel you in the room with me. So
It
that has
certainly
been
feels
great.
like that through in the control room, I
Oh,
have to say. Lots
oh,
of support of everybody, so it's been great.
that's
Thank you.
fun. Thank you so much. Now this is where it gets messy when we try to switch the thing off. So please
Have a
forgive
great
us.
summer, everyone.
Yeah. Yes. Take care. Look after yourselves.